What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Josh, back with another video. Today, I'll be talking about one of the most emotional and imaginative composers of the Romantic era, Robert Schumann. Schumann's music blends poetry, passion, and personal struggle in a way that really captures the heart of Romanticism. His story is full of creativity, love, and even a little drama. So let's get into it. Robert Schumann was born June 8th, 1810, in a small town of Zwickau, Germany. He grew up in a family surrounded by books. His father was a bookseller and writer, so Robert's world was full of literature and imagination from a young age. He loved reading romantic writers like Jean Paul, and his storytelling style later inspired how he wrote music. As a child, Schumann showed talent for both writing and composing, and by age 7, he was already creating little pieces of music and poetry. You could say he was a true artist from the very beginning. Even though he loved music, Schumann originally went to Leiden University to study law, mostly because that's what his family expected. But it didn't take long for him to realize that music was his real passion. He started taking piano lessons with Friedrich Wieck, a famous teacher, and that's where things got interesting. Wieck's daughter, Clara, was a piano prodigy, and she and Robert eventually fell deeply in love. Schumann practiced the piano intensely, hoping to become a concert pianist, but unfortunately, he injured his right hand, possibly from over-practicing. That injury ended his performance career, so he decided to focus on composing and writing about music instead. He even founded his own magazine called Nieuwe Zette voor Muziek, or New Journal for Music, where he supported young composers like Chopin and Brahms.
Wow.
Schumann is best known for his expressive piano music and intimate vocal songs, also known as lieder. His music often feels very emotional, sometimes tender and dreamy, other times intense and passionate. He loved to represent different moods, also almost like characters in a story. You can really hear his personality and imagination in every piece. Some of his most influential pieces include Carnival Opus 9, Kinderlied or Scenes from Childhood Opus 15, Piano Concerto in A minor, Opus 54, and Dichterlied, which means A Poet's Love, Opus 48. My favorite is Kinderlied because it shows softer and more nostalgic side. One of the most famous pieces from Kinderlied is called Träume, which means dreaming. It's written for a solo piano, and it is calm, gentle, and almost dreamlike sound. When you listen to it, it feels like you're looking back on childhood memories, simple, pure, and full of warmth. I think that's what makes it special. Even though it's short and quiet, it feels deeply emotional and honest. You can hear Schumann's ability to turn feelings into music. Okay, now let's go deep, because Robert Schumann's love life was straight out of a drama. Remember, his teacher Friedrich Wieck? Well, Schumann fell in love with Clara Wieck, his teacher's daughter. Clara was a brilliant pianist, but her father completely disapproved of their relationship. He thought Robert wasn't successful enough to deserve her. So what did they do? They actually took him to court to fight for the right to get married. After a long legal battle, the judge ruled in their favor, and they finally got married in 1840, the night before Clara's 21st birthday. It's one of their most famous love stories in classical music. Sadly, later in life, Schumann struggled with mental health issues. He experienced mood swings and hallucinations, and even at one point tried to throw himself into Rhine River. He spent his final years in a mental hospital, with Clara continuing to visit him and care for him until he passed away in 1856. Their love and devotion to each other remains one of the most emotional stories in music history.
Oh, yeah.
Even though his life was full of challenges, Schumann left a long-lasting musical legacy. His music inspired composers like Johannes Brahms, Edvard Grieg, and his poetic and emotional style became a defining part of the Romantic era. Today, his works are still performed around the world, not just because they're beautiful, but because they speak to something human, heartfelt, and kind. I like to end with one of Schumann's quotes that really sums up who he was as an artist and a man. He said, "To send light into darkness of men's hearts, such a duty of the artist." Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. And that was Robert Schumann, a composer who truly turned emotion into art. Catch y'all in the next video. Bam!